Hi, I'm Taylor Macfee. I play bass in Never Shout Never. This is the bass that I've used for the last 7 years or so. It was rode hard and put away wet. It's a 2011 Fender American P bass. It is my old reliable. It has yet to let me down, except for stuff like the pins coming. We've had to re-pin this like 6 or 7 times and stuff like that, but that's also because I'm rough on it. But yeah, put my little gal on the back. The thing's starting to peel off there, but yeah, this is stock. I haven't modified a single thing. I don't necessarily believe in doing big mods and all that stuff if you don't have to, and for what we do, it's pretty much a plug in and play kind of band. So yeah, everything is, the pickups are still stock, bridge, all the hardware is still stock. Yeah, everything's pretty much exactly as I bought it. I use the Ernie Ball 50 to 105 Slinkies, the regular Slinkies. They're my favorite string that I've ever used. If for some reason we can't use these strings, if we can't find them somewhere or we're in a real pickle, then I'll use Diodarios, which are sort of comparable. But yeah, these Ernie Ball regular Slinky bass strings are my always go-to. Always look for the lime greens. And this is my drawer of garbage. There's like one spot, an extra tuner, my phone's in there now, wallet, pass, there's my skull that's supposed to be up on my rig, but for some reason didn't get put up today, so maybe I'll get a talking to. Set list from another band that I play in from time to time. This is my bass head rig. Just have the Furman power conditioner, and what I think is the most reliable head that you can ever buy, which is an Ampeg SVT4 Pro. I've had that since I first started touring. So that probably had that head for 10 or so years, something like that. I've never had to have it serviced. Kicks out 1600 watts of pure power. The first band that I ever played in, that we ever did a tour, was a band with the rest of my buddies, and we're all from Joplin, Missouri. I had a bass and had a small little rig, and then my buddy had a SVT3 Pro head, and I loved that thing, and it has since crapped the bed, and I don't know where it went, but I was like, all right, well, I'll try this 4 Pro and upgrade to that and see how I like that, and I've had this guy ever since. I never ever used the graphic EQ. This could be all the way down if maybe it doesn't matter. I only use what I have on my dials, because down here I use the greatest pedal for bass players ever made, which is a Sanzant bass driver. And so what I do is try to mimic on the head what would be coming out of that, and then I can just adjust the blend to how I want it to sound based on how this sounds one night and how that sounds. That always pretty much stays the same. This always pretty much stays the same, and then I can just blend between the two and make it the way I want to make it. Every now and again, Ryan, our front of house in TM, will mic the bass cab, but it's pretty few and far between that ever happens. Generally, everything that you hear out front is coming out of the Sanzant. I used to not have any gear on stage, and it would be at a pedal board that had like a volume pedal and like a short timer, like slapback delay thing, and all this other stuff. But the cool thing that we were doing was we were running the bass driver and then a Sanzant para driver, and we were running those two stereo. So the para driver was taking, at a dial in where it was taking all the low end and it was coming out of the subs, and then the bass driver we would really kind of get a little more MIDI and get that kind of crunch out of it, and that would come out of the big flying mains. So we'd have that kind of ran like that, and then I decided that I wanted the stage volume again whenever we started going back to having wedges and stuff like that. And so yeah, and then this guy is one of 2 8x10s I have. This is the nicest one that I have. It's got on one side, maybe down there, but it's got some Tolex coming up and all that. But this is one of the last American-made 8x10 classic cabinets that they made. So I bought that off of our old front of house guy, and yeah, and it's pretty simple. I've just got like the Sans amp and the TU3, the Boss TU3 tuner, and then a little bit of stickers and grit, and that's kind of it. I decided not to take out a backup bass on this tour. Generally, I'll have either there's an Airline. I think the style is the Map bass. Chris has a matching guitar that goes with that as well. It's like a seafoam green, kind of weird looking, white stripes looking kind of bass. That was kind of my backup for a while. On a couple tours I had a Gretsch White Falcon that was my backup. Never really had another P-bass backup. I have a Mexican P-bass somewhere in the world that needs a new neck on it, but other than that, this is my Old Faithful, and she's got her little stains and marks, but I like it that way.